I was scrolling through my Reels feed and I came across a few clips from Attack on Titan and I realized that it was really a trauma. I had watched AOT a few months ago and it literally gave me trauma for 2 weeks after I finished it. At the same time, the plot was really interesting and thrilling and it kept me on the edge the whole time. I was literally sitting on the edge of my chair like this. Although I'm not happy about how the plot ended, like most people do, I didn't realize a lot of things from this. So if you have not watched the series yet, I'll not spoil it for you, but I should warn you that this is not a feel-good series. It really is traumatic. It's not for kids. And if you're really sensitive, please don't watch it. It will really give you trauma. Basically, the plot is about the fight between the soldiers of a group of people who are forced to live in a land is surrounded by walls, which are established to be protected from creatures, human-like creatures called titans. These titans are creepy, large, human-like creatures that eat humans. Even though it's an animation, it's really terrific, so please don't watch it if you're faint-hearted. Okay, no more yapping, let's get straight into the lessons that I've learned from Attack on Titan. So it's been a while since I've watched the series and I binge watched it, so I don't exactly remember all the things. So there are a ton of lessons disguised as incidents and people in the series. Literally hats off to the writer. So what I'm going to say in this video is just the 5 lessons that I remembered at present. So the first lesson is that morality is just often a matter of perspective. It screams this, that the concept of right and wrong are purely dependent on how we perceive the situation. In the story, if you look from Paradise's perspective, the main character, Eren, is fighting to free his people from oppression and to take revenge for years of Titan attacks. But from Marley's perspective, Eren is a terrorist who attacked innocent civilians and wants to destroy the whole world. And if you take the case of Reiner's infiltration. Okay. And if you take the case of Reiner's infiltration, for Eren and his people, Reiner is a traitor. Where from Marley's perspective, Reiner is a soldier on a mission to protect his homeland. And there is this scene where Levi and Eren gets into a conflict, not able to decide whether they have to revive Armin or Erwin the commander. For Eren, Armin has been his closest friend and he wants to revive him. But on the other hand, we have Levi who wants the commander to be revived because the commander is the one who can lead the rest of the soldiers. So they have this conflict. You can see that no one's right or wrong because both are right. In a nutshell, the lesson is that no one's right or wrong. So whenever we decide on something, we must have the capability to understand both situations or both sides before we draw conclusions. While watching a movie, like we will say, okay, he is stupid, he should have done that. No, this is wrong, this is right, he should have done this way. If you observe ourselves, we'll see that we do the same stupid things in the name of revenge or because somebody hurt us or in the name of greed. The AOT is a call to become more conscious of what we're doing and not to act or do stupid things just because you think it's right. And I just wanted to remind you something.
My soldiers push forward! My soldiers Sasuke!
The second thing I realized is that we should never trust anyone blindly. AOT's world is built on shifting loyalties, hidden motives, and layers of deception. The moment a character fully trusts someone without any question, it usually ends up in being betrayal. Like if you have watched this series without any spoilers, you would have no idea that Reiner, Annie, and Bertolt would turn out to be traitors. And the stupid character Zeke, he has his own plans. He's not stupid, but if you look from his perspective, he's doing the right thing. First, tries to be loyal with Marley. After that, he sides up with Eren, and then he has a different plan altogether. He gains the trust of Eren, his half-brother, just to ditch him as part of his Lutencia plan. The lesson here is not that we shouldn't trust anyone, but to be able to think critically and verify facts and find motives before you trust anyone blindly. Now, another thought-provoking part is when Kenny the Reaper, that is, the words of Kenny the Reaper before he dies. Before he dies, he says to Levi, We humans are all the same, every last one of us. For some it's drink, some it's woman, some even God, family, the king, dreams, children, power. All of us had to spend our lives drunk on something, else we would have no cause to keep pushing on. As I saw this scene, I did realize something, but I was not really able to articulate it, so I brainstormed with ChatGPT. So this is what we have come up with. Kenny's words, everyone was a slave to something, suggests that every person needs something to hold on to, an obsession, a goal, an attachment, or else it feels empty and directionless. By calling it slave, he points out that everyone is bounded or chained or enslaved by their own desires, duty, revenge, ideals, and even fear of death. Eren, for example, believes he is fighting for freedom, but in truth, he is moving along a path he cannot change. He is drunk on freedom itself, chained by the obsession for it. If you really look closely, Kenny's words, or Kenny, was indirectly questioning life. He's asking, is this all there is, or is there anything beyond these chains? I believe this is when the domain of spirituality comes into play. For context, let's ask ChatGPT what spirituality actually means, because a lot of us has misconceptions about what spirituality is. Spirituality is not about blind faith or rituals. It's the path of understanding our true nature, the exploration of who we really are. Unfortunately, we never think or question life unless we are at the verge of death or we have hit rock bottom. Like in the case of Kenny. Kenny was always in the pursuit of power, and he would slaughter everyone who was in his way, but he never questioned what he was doing or what it meant to him. So he's questioning life only when he is about to die. So in the context of Attack on Titan, spirituality is about freeing ourselves from the compulsions that control us, the desires, the fears, and the attachments that keep us chained. Now suppose we had no fears at all. Just imagine how many things we would have done if we had no fear. If there was no fear, we would have used all the opportunities that we had in our lives. Now, a person who is truly free from all the compulsions, desires, and fears is referred to as an enlightened being or a yogi. Japanese tradition is based on Buddhism, and so you'll find aspects of spirituality being sprinkled across anime itself. So you'll see different concepts of spirituality like the chakras, energy system, reincarnation. All these concepts are Japanese people are more inclined to spirituality, and you'll find these concepts in anime. I don't know if you have heard of this story, but since I spent my childhood in a Buddhist country, we have been taught this story in second or third standard. I still remember the thin, colorful picture book like the laminated book. So it was a book on life of Lord Buddha. If you already know this story, you may skip this part. So the story goes like this. The original name of Lord Buddha is Siddhartha Gautama. So his original name was Siddhartha Gautama, and he was a prince, son to a royal family. So someone predicted that he would either become a great king or he would become a great monk. Now Siddhartha's father, the king, wanted his son to become a great king and not a monk. So what he did was he kept his son inside the palace, not letting him go out and not letting him see death, old age, disease, or any kind of suffering. Siddhartha was hidden from all the harsh realities of life. But Siddhartha, out of curiosity, managed to sneak out of the palace and would do trips around the town. And on one of his trips, he happened to encounter 4 sights. First, he saw an old man, indicating that people age. Second, he saw an ill person. Third, he saw a dead body. And fourth, he saw a monk who was searching for liberation. These 4 sights completely changed him, and he started questioning life. He started questioning, what is suffering and how can we come out of suffering? So with this, the Prince Siddhartha renounced everything and went in search of the truth. After a long search, once he sits under a Bodhi tree and he meditates, and afterwards he gets enlightened. Then he became the Buddha, the awakened one, and then he spreads his teachings throughout the world. I believe AOT is a reminder to question ourselves, to question our own actions, and to think beyond the material aspect of life. Instead of revenging or avenging somebody, we must be sensible enough to look things from a different angle and take decisions and find solutions in a way that we don't harm any form of life and not just do things in selfish pursuit. So this video is already too long. So the fifth lesson will be the lesson that I'll be learning from you. Or if you realize something other than what I've said in this video from Attack on Titan, then please do explain them in the comment section. I'd like to know your interpretation of the story and things you have realized. Every piece of literature can be interpreted in different ways. So everything that I said in this video is just my point of view. So do comment your interpretation, your point of view, your understanding in the comment section so that we can learn from each other. So if you like this video, please don't forget to like it and do subscribe to my channel because I'll be breaking down every skill and every insight that I've learned the hard way so that you don't have to. Bye!